Ladies and gentlemen, now we had a little bit of tier 5 basic and overflow thanks to the Cyber Weekend Whale Fiesta, so I thought I'd treat myself to a fresh new rank 5 champion, Doctor Octopus. I've actually been dying to take this dude up to rank 5 ever since we did that video once we got back from New York Comic Con. Shout out to my boy John for showing me the ways of Doctor Octopus, and boys, I am so glad I took this champion up to rank 5. Like, I've been playing around with him all evening, and he is just ridiculous at rank 5. There is so much more damage output, like with really any champion at rank 5, but especially with all the utility that this champion has, it just makes him so much fun to play, man. He's an absolute beast, a crazy savage, and today we're going to showcase some gameplay from a little bit of Variant 1, also Variant 3, and also a little bit of Act 6 as well, because I've been taking on all the crazy power gain matchups, and this man, he certainly has not been disappointing at all. This is like the double power gain kinetic transference Mordo from Variant 1, just puts this man straight in the bin. Any scenario where there's just a huge amount of power gain, Doctor Octopus really does excel, because he's just constantly getting that power lock on the opponent, just shutting them down, and not only that, with the awakened ability, you siphon like a percentage of that power back, so if the opponent has crazy power gain, you have crazy power gain. I'm going to show you some really silly stuff, especially when it comes to Variant 3, how you can use this to your advantage, but it is really, really silly. So here we got crazy power gain Sabretooth. We're just smashing out those heavy counters on the special 1, trying to build up to the special 2 and have 100 in all our research categories, and that's kind of the thing with Doc Ock. It's really all about heavy spam until you get up to the special 2, because if you can keep doing that, then your research categories aren't going to decay, and that's what you want. You need them all to be 100 when you fire off that special 2, so you can get the double power lock and also heal block as well, and also the armor and maximum duration on all of the debuffs. So Doc Ock, you know, he is a little bit more complicated than the average champion. He does require a lot of practice, a lot of understanding of how he works, and also a lot of skill to play, because you got to be very aggressive when it comes to the parries and also intercepting at certain points, depending on what you want to trigger. Now, this next matchup is probably my favorite matchup of the entire video. So this is like the double power gain, kinetic transference, Iron Man Infinity War, and you can see this guy's power gain is absolutely crazy. I think it actually might be 200% power gain instead of just double power gain. It is just so ridiculous, but that kinetic transference node is really, really annoying. However, here, if we can get the special 2 while all 3 research categories are 100, then we're going to be able to shut this man down in terms of his power gain, and hopefully build up a really good opportunity to burst through the final phase as well, because the heavy attack is direct damage, so if we can like heavy counter in the final phase, that's the last 15% dealt with as well. So here, it's just all about staying aggressive and trying to get those debuffs refreshed constantly until he gets down to the final phase. But this Iron Man, I remember causing me like a fair bit of trouble when it did come to progression. Like, he's generally one of the hardest fights when it comes to 100% Variant 2. We just about managed to get a very jammy intercept there with the special 1, which I was super happy about. Almost lost those debuffs there. So, you know, coming in a little bit clutch, another special 1 to refresh that again. Then we bait out another heavy attack. You know, Iron Man's a little bit annoying because you can't parry him, but another special 1, we get him down to exactly 15% here, and then we launch a heavy counter. It detonates the debuff, so 25,000 damage, and boom, that man is down. That man's dealt with. So that was a really quick, really efficient matchup, just against one of the hardest variant fights. But for the really cheesy stuff, we jump into a little bit of Variant 3. So we've got a 200% enhanced power gain Symbiote Supreme, and all of these fights have like 200% power gain from any external source, and also the Spite node. And we take ridiculous advantage in some of the later fights in the Spite node, but because Symbiote Supreme has this constant passive source of power gain, it just allows him, like, whenever the power lock does expire from the heavy attack, because he's got this constant power gain over time, it just refreshes itself. So yeah, we can just keep in the corner man, spam heavy attacks, easy game, easy life, and then special 3 to end this man's career. An especially cheesy fight, but this works in any scenario where, again, there's passive power gains, so, you know, in certain phases when you're fighting Cable, also against Doctor Strange as well, and if you can survive the Aura of Incineration damage, it works really well against Mephisto, but again, you have that aura damage to contend with, which certainly isn't a fun time. Now, this next matchup is against the Thor Ragnarok, which is right after Symbiote Supreme, and I wasn't really too sure what I was doing toward the beginning of this fight. I should have immediately gone for the heavy attacks there. We just go for the parry heavies, and because there's 200% additional power gain, it means his power gain is super charged. However, if we can steal that, we are going to be absolutely laughing nothing. So here we apply the special 2 just in time to steal all his power gain. You can see we go right back up to another special 2 again, which allows us to get like another round of debuffs on Thor. So now he's got 5 debuffs, so we're pretty much at another special 2 again, just due to the spike node and also the increased power gain. So yeah, our power's just going up like crazy at the moment, and then we go for a heavy attack and end this man's career. 43,000 damage there. So yeah, that was an absolutely tremendous takedown. I didn't even realize this combo, I think, when I did the original Doc Ock video, but this is just a silly combo, man. It's just so crazy. Like, the power gain is just absolutely absurd, and it just allows you to get that massive detonation, because your heavy attack detonation is based on the amount of debuffs the opponent has. So if you stack up quite a few, man, it's going to hit very hard. So yeah, we've got Heimdall as our very next matchup here. We very quickly managed to build up to the special 2 here, so we're just betting out a special 1 so we can go in with that combo and then apply a special 2 to get that power lock. Also triggers the armor up, which triggers spite. So look at our power, man, it just starts going up like crazy as well. So we are trying to get an intercept there. We go for a parry in the end, another special 2 straight away, so we double all of the debuffs there, get a parry off, another combo straight into another special 2, and at this point, man, we just need another heavy attack to completely end this fight. So we fire off the heavy there in Assassin's range, and that was just over 50,000 damage on the finishing blow there, so pretty damn good. Especially as well when you consider we did have the class disadvantage at the end of that fight. You know, really puts it into perspective, like how much damage can come off that. And just as a heads up as well, we aren't running like suicide masteries or any boosters today, so if you were doing that for progression, you could get like even more damage output, so that's pretty damn nice there. However, we got the cable matchup next, so we do have the class advantage in this one. However, I do make a little bit of a mistake on the special 2. I haven't done this in ages, man. I dashed like a little bit too early. I got clipped by the incinerate there, so yeah, that was a little bit annoying. We just about managed to get a special 2 just before the power lock expires, so we can go straight in with another combo, and we're gaining like an insane amount of power again because of the spike node interaction there, straight up to another special 2. So at this point, you know, I'm feeling quite confident. We go for a parry straight into a heavy attack, got just over 50,000 damage there, but I think in comparison we were missing like 1 additional debuff, and that additional debuff, man, jacks up the damage a fair bit as well. But still, man, 50k, I'll certainly take that. Next up on the fun variant 3 bandwagon, we've got Loki, and this Loki has 200% passive power gain, so he fills up to a special 1 really quickly, but then doesn't have anything after it. So, you know, he's not like that much of a threat really, but we do need to be aware of the spike node as well, because that can be quite detrimental. But the thing that I really like is we're never seeing spite outside of the special 2, just because this like tactic of doing like parry and heavy means that you pretty much never have to dash back, so that's really nice there. I think we went for a heavy attack just to see if we could finish it. Didn't quite pan out, but then we went for a special 2 intercept. We got tons of power, and that man just drops absolutely shredded, lads. Now moving into a little bit of Act 6, we got the 200% power gain path, so this is against Nebula and also the Black Bot on this path, man. And these matchups, because they've got a lot more chunky health points, allow me to kind of ramp up Dr. Octopus a little bit more, because like every matchup so far has just ended so quickly. So I wanted something, you know, a little bit more beefy to sink my teeth into. We got the Nebula matchup here, so we are going straight for a special 2 now. We've got all of our debuffs active, and we can siphon back like a mass amount of power, because this is in the Nick Fury chapter of 6.3, so every opponent on this lane does have double power gain there. And also, if Nebula goes to regenerate as well, one of the massive pros is we can siphon back the regeneration. Like any of that regeneration she gets is coming back to us, so that's really nice for keeping Dr. Octopus topped up a little bit. But now we got a fully locked down. We got those 3 debuffs on as well. The special 2s, like I love the damage on the special 2, man. It's certainly like nothing like insanely crazy, but it's a pretty hard hitting special 2 that has some really decent damage on it, like especially when it does crit as well. And also the fact that it applies these debuffs which you can detonate, like there is definitely an additional layer of value there. But there we go, Nebula goes down in 64 hits. We had about 44,000 detonation on those 6 stacks of debuffs. So yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. It kind of looks like the cap on the debuffs is like 3 of each, and then it doesn't go higher than that, which is like a little bit unfortunate, man, because I really wish it did, because if it went up to say like 10, there would just be some crazy detonation damage, literally in the hundreds of thousands. So, you know, if they ever want to buff Doc Ock, just kind of increase the limit of debuffs on the opponent, and it would really make some interesting stuff possible in certain matchups of this character. Going into the final matchup, we've already built up to our special 2. We go for a heavy attack here. We're not quite at 100 on all categories, so another 100 just to make sure we get that final 1 up there. Then we just need to dodge a special 1, retaliate with a combo straight into a special 2. I love that if you're at 100 research for all of them, or just the power lock one, whenever you charge into the opponent, it's always going to power lock them. So that's a really, really nice little effect there. But we're stacking up our debuffs, spamming those special 2s. We're almost up to another special 2. Just look at that power go up. And also my Doctor Octopus, he's only like SIG 120 out of 200, so I think there's like a few percentage more power gains. So this power gain could be like a little bit more crazy. I think like overall 20% more crazy in terms of the amount that we're leeching, but still like it's pretty damn good as it is, in all fairness, man. So yeah, just trying to refresh here. I think we just go for a special 1 just to be safe. We maybe could have chanced it and gone for the special 2, but here we fire off another combo straight into a special 2 just because I want to get Black Bolt and Assassin's range for the detonation, and we go heavy straight into the detonation and 52,000 damage there. So a great detonation against Black Bolt, especially with a class disadvantage. So I'm really glad we finally had the resources to take Dr. Octopus up to rank 5. Again, he's not really like the go-to option for a lot of people, but I think if you like his quirky style of gameplay and his utility, and you feel fairly confident playing the character, I don't think he's a bad rank 5 option for a lot of players out there if you need him for stuff like Variant 3 and also Variant 1. I think for a lot of skilled players, he is probably a really, really good rank 4 option, but you know, maybe there isn't much of a reason to go the full distance when it comes to rank 5 in this champion. Unless you already do love him, man, because he does a lot of what, you know, he needs to do, a rank 3, rank 4, but just for a little bit of fun, man, and just because I love Dr. Octopus, he's so much fun to play, just always keeps me on my toes, like thinking about the best strategy to deal with all sorts of different matchups. I thought, you know, it's about time we got around to this rank up, and hopefully you did enjoy some of the Doc Ock gameplay today. If there is any Dr. Octopus gameplay that you would like to see, let me know in the comments section below. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today's video. Take care, smash that like button if you did enjoy it, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.